You're listening to Squawk 7000, bringing you a roundup of aviation news for this week starting October 17th. The headlines and news are in association with flyinginireland.com. I'm Michael Cummin. In the headlines, October is conference season and we've news of some upcoming events. GainJet get ETOPS approval for their Gulfstream fleet, and the Kinsale Aviation Festival is set to return in November. GainJet has announced approval from the Irish Aviation Authority for 120 to 180 minutes of non-ETOPS operation on their Gulfstream G650 and G550 fleet. This additional operational approval allows GainJet Ireland to fly more direct routes on extended range flights, reducing flight time and associated fuel consumption. According to their accountable manager Ray Mills, this approval greatly benefits their customers in terms of travel time and cost. It offers a lower carbon impact too on the environment per flight. CHC has joined with the charity Way to Work in making available 2 positions to be filled by candidates coming through the Way to Work channel. CHC Ireland provides helicopter search and rescue services to the Irish Coast Guard. In 2021, it flew over 700 missions from 4 bases in Dublin, Waterford, Shannon and Sligo. Way to Work was founded in 2019 to engage with young people from a state care background and to assist them in securing career opportunities through apprenticeships with participating companies. W2W partners with employers to detail the requirements and to mentor the relationship between the employer and the young adult. In a statement this week, Rob Tatton of CHC said they, as an organisation, are committed to ongoing and continuous staff training. Committing 2 aeronautical engineering apprenticeships to Way to Work, they see it as a logical extension of their continuing training programme while creating a real opportunity for a deserving young person. Planning permission has been granted for a light aircraft landing strip, hangar and clubhouse at Killeen and Benfield in Offaly. The grass landing strip will be 623 metres long and 30 metres wide. The club directors Mark Brereton, Mark Dwyer and Porrick Riley say they will strive to make Benfield Airfield the leading training facility in the country for sport aviation and associated ground studies. FunFly has 4 Savannah S aircraft and they already have been operating out of the Clonbelogue airfield. In addition to providing flying lessons, the club say they will facilitate amateur aircraft construction through a Build-A-Plane project where club members and local secondary school students help build a kit aircraft. The National Flight Centre Pilot Academy based at Weston Airport is running a subsidised teen aviation camp from the 1st to the 4th of November. The camp aims to provide the student with hands-on experience in flying a light aircraft. It involves an introductory flight in a Cessna, 2 hours of simulator experience and 7 hours of interactive flight briefings and aviation talks. The briefings are related to the PPL syllabus, including aircraft familiarisation, effects of control, emergency procedures, and climbing and descending. The aviation talks will cover topics such as how to become a pilot, how helicopters fly, aviation maintenance, and degree courses with pilot training. The cost of the camp is €320 and there's more information available at nfc.ie. Staying with NFC news, they've announced that they've appointed Italian-based Tecnam aircraft for their fleet replacement programme. The replacement fleet will include Tecnam twin-engine P2006T aircraft and Tecnam P Mentor single-engine IF4 trainer aircraft. NFC will also become an authorised Tecnam maintenance facility in Ireland. Commenting on the announcement, the NFC head of training Dara Owen said that following a detailed competition analysis, they were delighted to have chosen Tecnam as their partner. The replacement programme will start in December 2022. Next Friday, October 21st, the European Aviation Wellbeing Conference 2022 takes place at the Radisson Blu Hotel at Dublin Airport. The organisers are bringing together aviation experts to address well-being challenges and solutions around human factors, people culture and safety within the aviation industry. Guest speakers will address what does and does not work in modern aviation, separating the myth from reality with the practical tools that are available. And we plan to bring you some news from that conference in our next episode. Acumen Aviation and Global Aviation Exchange Limited, trading as Global AVX, have announced a collaboration agreement to provide digital asset management to their customers. Acumen provides solutions specifically designed to manage assets through their life cycle. Global AVX is the first of its kind an aviation assets auction house, providing the aviation industry with a platform that delivers fund-approved sales, purchases and aircraft leases. The platform is independent with no ties to third parties and provides a process to enable vendors to achieve the best asset price within the global marketplace. According to the two organisations, the combination and collaboration of both companies creates prompt and efficient marketing and sales services to assist in the disposal of aviation assets. October is conference season, and in more conference news, after a successful event in April in London, Pilot Careers Live is set to continue, kickstarting the professional flight training market and the next generation of pilots. Seagar Events, organisers of the show, have announced they'll return to Dublin on October 22nd in the Hogan Mezzanine Suite in Croke Park. We'll mention a list of the exhibitors and the seminar schedule closer to the event. Foynes Aviation Museum has received the TripAdvisor's Traveller's Choice Award and Certificate for 2022. It's only awarded in the top 10% of attractions worldwide. Congratulations to the museum, and we look forward to hearing about their expansion plans for 2023 in a future episode. Kinsale's inaugural Aviation Festival, established to promote Ireland's rich and extensive aviation history, took place on November 27th and 28th last year and is set to return this year. Organised by the Flying Poet Cafe in Kinsale by owner Paolo Massolini and supported by the Irish Historic Flight Foundation. Well, one of the organisers, Joe Gill, joins me now on the line. Joe, another year, what's planned?
So, Michael, this year we're going to mark the role of women in Irish aviation, both from a historical point of view and currently. So the festival is broken up into three parts, starting about 4 o'clock in the Yacht Club. The first section is a talk on the role of three women in the history of Irish aviation who are pioneers in different ways. Two Irish women, Nancy Corrigan and Lady Mary Heath, and one American, Amelia Earhart. So there'll be a talk on the three of them and what role they've played in breakthroughs in aviation history and their connections to Ireland. The second section is a panel conversation with a group of senior female executives in the Irish aviation industry today, and that will be led by a colleague of mine, Nuala McMahon, who leads out the equity research side of Goodbody in the aviation sector, and particularly European airlines. And the final section is the award of the 2022 Aviation Valor Award. If you remember last year, we gave that to the crew of Reach 871, the US Air Force C-17 that took the refugees out of Kabul in August of that year. This year, we'll be marking the role of a very important group of aviators during 2022. And
thinking back indeed to last year, it was the inaugural event and it was very well supported. What is your hope this year, and who do you think the event will be of particular interest to?
I think it'll be of interest to anybody who's engaged in Irish aviation. It's already close to being sold out, so I think it will be sold out before we get close to November the 26th. And it's a group of people from the airline sector, aircraft leasing, aviation financing, air traffic control, the Irish Air Corps, a whole eclectic group of people who are involved in aviation currently, and some enthusiasts as well.
So finally, Joe, where can people find out more information for those last few remaining places?
The Flying Poet website, Paolo's website, has a section in it there. You can order a ticket online. We're having the event between 4 and 6 p.m, followed by dinner in Man Fridays.
We wish you all the very best, and we look forward to a report on how things get on for you there as well. Joe, thank you for joining us on Squawk 7000.
Thank you very much.
Ireland West Airport has announced it's achieved Level 1 accreditation mapping in recognition of the airport's actions to address its CO2 emissions as part of the global industry's response to the challenge of climate change. Airport Carbon Accreditation is the global standard for carbon management and emission reductions at airports. Ireland West Airport's accreditation at the mapping level means that the airport has mapped all of the CO2 emission sources under its direct control on the airport site and will now put in place the necessary processes to reduce those CO2 emissions. Currently, there are over 414 airports in over 70 countries globally which are airport carbon accredited at various levels of the programme. Airports accredited have handled 49.3% of global passenger traffic each year. The Irish Business and General Aviation Association will hold their launch and first annual conference in Adair Manor on November 17th next. The IBGAA is an all-Ireland association working together to get Irish businesses and general aviation flying high. Well, earlier I spoke with their founding executive director, Joe Buckley, and asked him about the association and their upcoming conference.
The association was set up during COVID, September 2020. We really got going, and fellow founder members are Josh Stewart, who's from Belfast, and also Dave Scully, who's based in Dublin, and he's the CEO at the Alliance Aviation Group. Because of COVID, we held off on our launch, and we sort of looked at it a few times. It just wasn't possible. But we decided to go for an official launch in November 17th. But we're also holding an international business aviation conference as well. And what we wanted to do was showcase what's the best in Ireland, what's best, and what are the opportunities for business aviation and for international companies maybe to set up here and get business opportunities as well. Ireland has a long association with business aviation. Shannon Airport in particular is the main transatlantic, stop on the North Atlantic for business jets. And it's also got US pre-clearance as well for business jets, which allow passengers and those to pre-clear and then fly to something like over 220 airports in the US directly after Shannon. And it was the first airport in the world to get this unique service, and it's still only one of two. So it's Ireland has been very innovative in business aviation, not least in Shannon, not least in pre-clearance.
Joe, who are the people that you would hope to have in the audience at your conference?
We focused on the business aviation industry, both people that own aircraft, operators, support and supply services. Really what we're after, decision makers. Absolutely. There's no point in holding a business aviation conference unless you have major decision makers at it. And that's exactly what we've done. We have some great topics on the agenda. We have technologies on the agenda. Ultralux tourism is on the agenda. And as I say, sustainable aviation fuel is really the big one for us. We also have the founder and the CEO of the Middle East Business Aviation Association is coming over to speak. The European Business Aviation Association, the CEO, will be speaking, and also the CEO of the International Business Aviation Council as well is also speaking. So we've been very lucky for a first conference to really get speakers of a high caliber. Also, as I said, very lucky that we can put topical issues on the agenda like sustainability, and we can have a discussion. And it's to educate people in Ireland as well, and it's to educate. We'll have a number of. We're very lucky. We've some great sponsors have come on board, and a number of Irish airports are involved. And it's really to educate the industry about what's happening within the industry and the developments and whatnot, and really have a discussion on how we can move forward, particularly in the area of sustainability. What we can all do to help the planet, while at the same time keeping the economy going.
Joe Buckley, thank you for joining us on Squawk 7000.
And if anybody wants more information about the IBGAA, we have a website at IBGAA.com. Just go in there if they want to have any information on the conference as well.
AerCap Holdings Ireland signed 184 lease agreements, including 30 wide-body aircraft, 104 narrow-body aircraft, 3 regional jets, 23 engines and 24 helicopters in 2022 Q3, as well as completing 34 purchases for 15 aircraft, including 12 A320neo family aircraft and 1 A220 aircraft for AerCap's owned aircraft portfolio, and 2 aircraft for AerCap's managed aircraft portfolio, 16 engines and 3 helicopters. And remember, if you have aviation news you'd like to share, include us in your emails and send your stories to news@squawk7000.ie.